Ilia Topuria is unlikely to return in January or February and will not be fighting in UFC's first Paramount Plus show in January, and this was confirmed by famous Spanish journalist Alvaro Colmenero, who mainly covers Topuria. In October, Dana White provided an update on Topuria's return and his first lightweight title defense, hinting that the Spanish fighter could headline UFC 324 on January 24th and lead the promotion's debut on Paramount Plus. However, Colmenero confirms things have changed and Topuria won't be fighting till spring 2026. Alvaro Colmenero said, "Things have changed a lot. There have been private situations and you're going to be very surprised at what's going to happen in lightweight. I can confirm that Ilia will not fight in January. February, I doubt it a lot. If you ask me, I think Ilia will fight in spring." Arman Tsarukyan already criticized Ilia Topuria's inactivity, claiming he's chasing easier fights while holding onto the belt and planning a move up in weight. He points out that the UFC is building Topuria as a superstar, but emphasizes he shouldn't move to 170 without first defending his title. Tsarukyan adds that a true champion must prove themselves by successfully defending their belt.
Do you have any idea what's going on with him right now? He hasn't fought since June, and we don't know, Charles has fought.
He's trying to find easy fight and to defend that belt and go up, and UFC trying to make him to be a superstar and defend the title, because right now he cannot go up to the 170 because he didn't defend the title. Why he gotta go 170? You gotta prove that you're a real champion.
On the other hand, Khabib Nurmagomedov has made headlines by making a shocking claim. The Eagle believes Arman Tsarukyan is the best lightweight in the UFC right now, and he does not see Ilia Topuria having a real chance against him. He says, "Arman is effective at striking from range, manages distance well, and uses his legs and movement to control strikers." He adds that Arman is now experienced enough and has more film to study, so he understands exactly what to expect and how to prepare for Topuria, which in his view makes him the strongest fighter in the division at the moment.
Давай предположим, что все случилось, Царукян с Топурией дерутся. Ты кого видишь в этом поединке? Наверняка этот бой ты себе представлял. Ты кого видишь фаворитом в этом бою?
Я не вижу шансов у Топури.
То есть ты считаешь, что Арман нападает, да?
Тоже не дает. Арман слишком дистанционно дерется с ударниками. Держит дистанцию хорошо, ногами лучше работает. И сейчас уже Арман слишком хорошо, у него есть материал, который он может посмотреть и хорошо изучить. Если 3 боя назад, если он с ним дрался, может, он не так опасался. Но сейчас уже видно то, чего можно опасаться от Топури. Я считаю, что в данный момент лучший боец в легком весе это Топури. Без Ислама Махачева.
Ты про Царукяна?
Да, я про Царукяна.
Khabib Nurmagomedov considers Arman an 80-20 favorite over Ilia Topuria, crediting his complete MMA skill set as the key difference. He believes Arman blends striking and wrestling effectively, controls opponents on the ground and uses elbows well, while also being experienced enough to avoid Topuria's most dangerous moment. He also highlights Arman's size and physicality, seeing that combination of pressure and grappling as the clear advantage in the matchup.
Выиграет он при этом за счет борьбы, правильно?
За счет ММА стиля.
Но
это не вольная борьба.
Но будет проходить, да?
Арман может повалить, у него хорошие локти в партере. Очень хорошие локти. Они такие у него, хорошо заходят. Может бороться, разбаривать, спину забирать.
А вот в эту опасную дистанцию с Топурией просто не зайдет.
Не зайдет, слишком уже есть бои, он уже может посмотреть, изучить. Если в начале где-то они как-то дрались бы, может быть, у него был бы шанс. Я, например, 80/20, я вижу победителем Армана. Я считаю, что его борьба, его прессинг, его говорить, это тоже надо учитывать. Он выше него почти на 10 сантиметров, если не ошибаюсь. И он больше него весом, и в день боя он будет больше него. По всем параметрам я вижу, что и, конечно, борьба, она всегда рулила.
Daniel Cormier reveals that the UFC is looking at Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett, but in his view, no matchup deserves to happen more than Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan. He believes a win over Justin would put Paddy right in the title picture, yet he still feels Paddy needs more time to develop in the octagon despite a strong recent run. He describes Paddy as a different kind of fighter, while making it clear that Arman is just as dangerous dangerous and difficult to deal with. Daniel Cormier said, "I know for a fact they wanted to do Paddy versus Justin. A win over Justin after what he's done already would have put Paddy fighting for the belt right now. I still believe Paddy needs to continue growing in the octagon a bit because he's righted the ship and fought so well, like we've never seen before. He's a different beast. He's a savage, but so is Arman Tsarukyan." Daniel Cormier considers Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria an ideal matchup. He highlights that their recent confrontations are evidence of real tension and believes the fight practically sells itself due to its competitive nature. Cormier notes that while Arman has a legitimate chance to win, Ilia is capable of defeating any top contender. He sees the fight as a true test for both athletes, promising an exciting and closely contested battle. Daniel Cormier added, "I believe Arman versus Ilia is the fight, 100%. From their interactions, you can tell these guys don't like each other. Ilia said he slapped him the other day. Arman said he touched his face, and now he said he slapped him. It's easy to build a fight between these two because it's already feeling competitive. There's a chance Arman can win, but you also know there is not a person in the world that Ilia Topuria can't beat among these great champions. There is nothing better than going into a fight knowing both fighters are going to be challenged and have their hands full." Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev believes Arman's performance against Dan Hooker proves he deserves a title shot. He expects Arman to win, but he still is surprised by how dominant and controlled the display is. And in his view, it makes a clear statement that Arman has earned the right to compete for the belt.
Вчера Арман Tsarukyan одержал уверенную победу. Впечатлил ли тебя Арман?
Ну, я так и предполагал, что он выиграет, но не так доминирующий, думал, выиграет. Я думаю, Арман уже заявил, доказал, что он заслуживает титульный шанс и, наверное, будет драться за пояс следующим.
Daniel Cormier agrees with Islam and picks Arman Tsarukyan as the genuine top contender to face Ilia Topuria. He describes Paddy Pimblett as entertaining with a promising future, but considers the real elite lightweights at the moment to be Arman and Ilia, particularly with Islam competing at a higher weight. Cormier also finds it unusual that Paddy confronted Ilia in the octagon after winning the belt, noting that his win over Michael Chandler doesn't fully merit a title shot.
I think Paddy Pimblett's fun. I think Paddy Pimblett has a bright future in fighting. But I believe that the two best lightweights in the world, if Islam Makhachev is now the welterweight champion, it's Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria, bro. And that's not even in question anymore. I thought that Paddy Pimblett getting in the octagon after Ilia won the belt was, to me, it was a little bit odd because I didn't feel like him beating Michael Chandler should have warranted him being in that spot. I thought that the biggest issue would be trying to do away with the images of Paddy in the cage with Ilia after he became the champion.
Daniel Cormier rates Arman Tsarukyan as the most dangerous challenger for Ilia Topuria. He highlights Arman's size, strength, high-level wrestling, and solid striking and ground control. Cormier believes this well-rounded skill set makes him a serious threat, as Arman is one of the few fighters capable of applying the same kind of pressure and control that Islam Makhachev is known for.
But then when you watch Arman Tsarukyan last weekend, bro, he's big, he's strong, he can really wrestle, he can strike, he can do just about everything, and his top control is what's a real issue. And I believe that's the problem. That's the scary thought for anyone that are Ilia Topuria fans. Because if there's anyone that can replicate that game of Makhachev, or at least to a degree, Arman Tsarukyan.
Renato Moicano believes Arman Tsarukyan is the fighter who should get the next title shot, even if he isn't a huge fan. He points out that Arman's only significant losses were a close split decision to Gamrot and a short-notice debut against Makhachev. Since then, Arman has delivered strong performances, including a tight win over Charles, and Moicano feels that, overall, he has earned that opportunity to fight for the belt.
Arman is very, he's very vocal about wanting to be next, to fight for the belt, to fight Ilia. Do you think he should be next?
Hey, Ariel, you know me, I don't like Arman Tsarukyan that much, I don't have nothing against him, but to be honest, right now, he is the guy to fight for the belt. I think with the performance that he had, and if you watch his record on UFC, like, he only lost to Ganra, and that was a very hard fight. There was a split decision, if I remember. Maybe I'm mistaken, but there was a close fight, and then he lost to Makhachev on his debut, like with very short notice. So the guy against Joel Alvarez, he did a very good job. and now he beat Charles, was a split decision too. But after that one, I think he's the #1 contender. I think he should be fighting for the title next.
Arman Tsarukyan also plans to overwhelm Ilia Topuria and finish the fight by TKO, focusing on pressure, ground control, and sharp elbows to break him down and force the stoppage. On the other hand, Ilia Topuria isn't interested in this matchup and wants to move up to 170.
Все видели, что ты сделал сейчас с Хукером, видели брутальный финиш с Дариушем из последнего. А ты вот мог бы в красках описать, как бы ты хотел завершить бой с Топурью?
Топурию я бы хотел забить локтями, просто изрезать все лицо и закончить ТКО.
Кстати, вот если говорить про лицо, ты видел Хукера лицо?
Да.
Сейчас вот сразу открыл, покажу.
Покажи. Жалко Хукера. Вот еще вот другой глаз еще так же сделать Топури, вообще будет бомба.
Nazim Sadikov strongly opposes the idea of Ilia Topuria moving up division so soon, arguing that a single title win without any defenses isn't enough to justify the jump. He questions the reasoning behind immediately going to 170, then potentially to 185, and emphasizes that a true champion should prove dominance through multiple defenses. Rushing to another weight class now would make the situation feel more like a spectacle than a legitimate earned move.
But if you ask me, like, just logistically, I don't know, like, just defend. I feel like just solidify yourself at 155. Like, what is this one fight, no title defense, nothing, and then just go on to do other things. Like with that, it's like, okay, let's say he goes up to 170. Let's say he beats Islam. So what, we're doing 185 next? It's like let's get some defenses in there too. Let's be a dominant champ before we do something like go up. And like Islam, that guy is on a 15-fight win streak. That guy was finishing everybody, making black belts look easy. That makes sense to go up to 170. So like Ilia moving up to 170 now would be just like a freak show.
However, Renato Moicano ranks Ilia Topuria superior to Islam Makhachev and believes he's currently the best lightweight in the UFC. He admits Makhachev is difficult to beat because of his grinding style, but sees Ilia as a more complete martial artist. While Islam may have the edge in wrestling and grappling, Moicano views Ilia as a lethal finisher both on the feet and on the ground, with the potential to become one of the all-time greats.
I think Ilia Topuria is the best fighter right now on the lightweight division, and it's going to be tough, you know, to beat Makhachev, because Makhachev has a game like that is very boring, but it is what it is right now. Like, it's very hard to beat Makhachev, and I think even on the pound for pound rankings, because the like 2 belts and all that stuff. But to me, Ilia Topuria is the best fighter in the UFC right now. Like, if you talk about striking and grappling wrestling, Makhachev might be better on the grappling wrestling, but Ilia Topuria is a knockout artist and a grappler and a submission artist. I think he is one of the best, and he definitely could be the greatest of all times. I think Ilia Topuria has everything together, you know.
Renato Moicano is uncertain if Ilia Topuria could succeed after moving up in weight, pointing out that he isn't a big lightweight and that stepping up to 170 would be particularly tough. Still, he doesn't completely rule him out, considering Ilia's knockout of Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. Moicano believes Ilia would be the underdog at the higher weight, but if he pulls off a win, it would solidify his status as one of the all-time greats in his eyes.
Do you think if he moved up to 170, as he is saying he wants to do very soon, he can win at 170 and beat Islam over there?
I don't know if he can beat Islam. I think that would be very hard, especially him being that small. He's not big even for a lightweight, you know. But I don't doubt him. You know, a guy that knocked Volkanovski out, knocked Max Holloway out, knocks Charles Oliveira out. I think he could possibly go to 170 and beat Topuria. He will not be the favorite for sure. He will be the underdog. But if he does that, he's the greatest of all time, no doubt.
Furthermore, Nazim Sadikov dismisses the idea of Paddy Pimblett getting a title shot at this point. While he acknowledges that Paddy is a big name and understands that hype drives the sport, he knows that most of Paddy's recent opponents either aren't in the UFC or weren't coming off victories. In his view, the buzz around Paddy doesn't reflect the level of competition he's faced, making a title shot undeserved for now.
Fans want to see Arman and Ilia next, but it seems like Ilia kind of wants to fight Paddy Pimblett.
Oh, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to see that, to be honest with you. I mean, like, Patty's a name, sure, no doubt. I know that this is the show business and it's about names. It is that plays a big factor. But you know, it's like I saw like some stat of his last 5 opponents or something. Like 3 or 4 of his last 5 guys are not even in the UFC. I don't think anybody's coming off of a win that he beat. Nobody that he beat was coming off of a win.
Nazim Sadikov explains that his path has been the opposite of Paddy Pimblett's. He highlights that he has been facing opponents on winning streaks, while Paddy recently fought someone on a long losing run. Because of this, he doesn't think Paddy currently deserves a title shot. He does acknowledge that Paddy's name ensures he stays in the conversation for major fights, but in his view, only a decisive win over a top 5 opponent would truly justify a title opportunity.
Actually, I'm doing the opposite of my road is the opposite of Paddy's. I'm fighting a guy on a 5-fight win streak. He was fighting a guy on a 5-fight losing streak. So, like, we're literally on polar opposite ends. So, I personally don't believe he deserves a shot, but he is a big name, so he's going to be in the mix. He's going to be in the conversation for big fights. I just don't think he deserves a shot at the moment. I think a win against somebody in top 5 again, you know, like a statement win, like against the winningest fighter. That would solidify his shot.
Similarly, Renato Moicano can't understand how Paddy Pimblett is ranked in the top 5, believing it doesn't match the standard of a true contender. He points out that the UFC has little justification to fast-track Pimblett toward a title fight, given his recent wins came against fighters like Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, and Bobby Green. Even with Paddy's latest victory, his loss to Max Holloway still stands out, making Moicano confident that Arman Tsarukyan is the rightful choice for the next title shot.
I think there is no doubt. Like if you're trying to see who is the best contender, I think right now, with no doubt, is Arman. You know, I think UFC is not gonna have any option to put Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is number 5 right now, but let's be honest, he just beat Tony Ferguson, fucking Michael Chandler, and I don't even remember who, you know, somebody like Bobby Green, and he's number 5. Doesn't make any sense to put Paddy Pimblett to fight for the belt right now. And even Justin Gaethje, you know, he won his last fight, but he lost to Max Holloway before. I think, no doubt, Arman should be fighting for the title next.
Arman also criticized the UFC's lightweight rankings, questioning how Paddy Pimblett jumped straight into the top 5 after defeating lower-ranked fighters. He highlighted that he has had to beat several opponents and go on a 5 or 6 fight win streak just to reach the top 15, while Paddy reached the top 5 with only 1 or 2 wins.
Did you see he moved up to 5 now this morning? Did you see that?
Bro, how you can beat like a number 12 or number 13 and became number 5? I was beating everybody in our division. I beat like 5. I was on the 5 or 6 win streak to get in top 15, you know, and like this guy just beat 6 people and like he's number 5.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan feels the UFC is favoring Paddy Pimblett, while he believes he has genuinely earned his place. He points out that every time his ranking is questioned, he proves himself, showing he's not relying on hype. Arman highlights that he worked his way up from the bottom, and now back at number 1, he believes the next logical step is the title shot he has earned. Arman Tsarukyan said, "I just proved that I'm the number 1 contender, and I showed everybody again that I'm the real deal. It's not like I'm just ranked number 1 for nothing. I'm not fake like Paddy Pimblett making his own rank. You see how they keep bringing him up because they want to give him a title fight, or I don't know what they want to do with him? I've been beating everybody and I've deserved every spot. I went from top 15 to top 1, and now I'm back at the top. I proved it again. I'm the number 1 contender, and now they have no choice but to give me the title fight." Arman Tsarukyan firmly rejects the idea of Paddy Pimblett getting the next lightweight title shot, insisting that he is the undisputed number 1 contender. He believes giving Paddy the fight would be absurd and that everyone would find it laughable, as the title shot rightfully belongs to him.
Do you think you will be next for Ilia Topuria? Do you think you convinced the UFC to give you the next shot at him?
It's 100% gotta be me. It's no way they can give Paddy Pimblett fight. Everybody gonna laugh at them because I'm number 1 contender. I proved it again, and what do they want from me, you know? And I went there, performed, just destroyed Dan Hooker, and they wanna put the guy who is fake making rank.
That's all we have from today's video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing MMA videos.